All right, the DEA is making making their case known on Kratom, mitragynine, and they're talking about putting this herb on Schedule 1. Okay, so really quick, let's get through this. This is out of a Forbes article by David Kroll. He's the guy that covers the drugs making the news. I like this guy. I don't know, I'm kind of new to this, so this might be the first time I've ever read something by him. But anyway, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency has filed a notice of intent to place the Southeast Asian plant known as Kratom on the most restrictive classification of the Controlled Substances Act, Schedule 1. As we all know, there's no medicinal value, it's dangerous, has a high propensity for addiction, and blah, 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 blah. It's the worst thing on the planet. We need to arrest people and put them in prison for even having the stuff, according to the DEA and their Schedule 1. So it's going to be temporarily placed on Schedule 1 on September 30th, according to a filing by the DEA, and a full announcement is scheduled to be published in the Federal Register on August 31st. So, boom, boom, within a month, this thing's going to be completely illegal to possess. Just like marijuana, just like heroin, just like methamphetamine, just like anything else that they deem not medicinal but dangerous, and you don't want to get caught selling it. Well, currently, various forms of kratom and teas made from the plant's leaves are sold in cafes and on the internet all over the world. Their primary effect is to provide a short-lived, peaceful, and calm feeling that is described as pleasant. Consistent with the effect being opiate-like, anecdotal reports indicate that some users have used kratom to successfully recover from physical and psychological dependencies on prescription opiates and heroin. Now I'm starting to think this is why the DEA is trying to Schedule 1 this thing, because it grows in the ground, no one can regulate that, and it could replace opiates, heroin, oxycontin, all these terrible opiates that are destroying millions of lives. But you know, the pharmaceutical families that make billions of dollars off these things are not in any kind of hurry to stop selling them, so the DEA is basically enforcing a law to make sure that something that might even encroach on their sales a little bit. Hey man, this might help people recover from the thralls of addiction on our drugs, which is making us rich, so get on it, sick 'em dogs. Anyway, there has been research published in the last 2 months that has pointed to why kratom might be useful and a safer alternative to prescription opiates. That's because it acts on the same receptors as opiates, but with very minimal effects of destroying those receptors or building up a tolerance or whatever you want to call it. The study basically shows the active ingredients in this herb and what that ingredient does to the opiate receptors, and the mechanisms that it does is I'm no scientist, but it sounds like it works much the same way as any other opiate does, only with no addiction. Wow, maybe that might be the reason why the DEA don't want everybody to be able to access it. But look into it and get some before you can't. Bye-bye.